Imagine a continent that once stood as the world's economic powerhouse, factories humming, exports flowing, and living standards rising. Now, picture the same continent struggling with high energy prices, inflation, and industries shutting down. That's Europe today, and much of it is tied to the ongoing war in Ukraine. When Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, the shockwaves were not just military, they were economic earthquakes felt across Europe. The European Union, heavily dependent on Russian natural gas, suddenly found itself cut off. Overnight, energy prices skyrocketed. Families saw their heating bills triple, while industries like steel and chemicals, which rely on cheap energy, faced closures. But energy wasn't the only crisis. Ukraine, often called the breadbasket of Europe, was a major exporter of wheat, sunflower oil, and other essentials. With ports blocked and fields turned into battle zones, food prices soared. Shelves in some regions went empty, and inflation started eating into the wallets of ordinary Europeans. Take Germany, Europe's industrial engine. Its car manufacturers, chemical plants, and heavy industries thrived on affordable Russian gas. But once that supply stopped, Germany's costs soared. BASF, one of the world's largest chemical companies, announced it would scale down operations in Europe and move production to China, where energy is cheaper. That's not just a company decision, it's a warning sign of Europe's deindustrialization. Similar situation followed in many other European countries. Thousands of workers in Germany, Italy, and Central Europe lost their jobs, and unemployment rose sharply in regions heavily reliant on energy-intensive industries. Here's where geopolitics plays a key role. By sanctioning Russia and cutting energy ties, Europe aimed to weaken Moscow. But the unintended consequence? Russia redirected its energy to Asia, especially China and India, while Europe paid more for US liquefied natural gas. In short, Moscow found new customers, while Europe ended up footing a higher bill. Europe has poured billions into supporting Ukraine, both militarily and economically. While morally and politically important, this spending comes at a time when European economies are already fragile. Countries like Poland and the Baltic states have seen refugee influxes, straining public services. Meanwhile, France and Italy face growing protests as citizens demand their governments focus on domestic economic issues. The war also deepened divisions within Europe. Eastern European countries push for tougher stances on Russia, while others, like Hungary, resist sanctions due to their own economic vulnerabilities. This lack of unity makes long-term strategy harder, and markets hate uncertainty. Investors now see Europe as a risky bet compared to the US or Asia. So why is Europe's economy getting worse with the progression of the Ukraine war? It's a story of energy dependence, costly sanctions, industrial decline, and political fragmentation. The war may be in Ukraine, but its economic battlefield is spread across every European household, every factory, and every government budget. If we look back closely, it's important to note Europe didn't actually start this war. The political pressure to get involved came largely from across the Atlantic, from the United States. Washington pushed for a stronger stance against Russia, and once the war began, it continued to supply the fuel, politically, economically, and militarily, to keep it going. Now, the US can afford this position. Its economy is strong, its industries, especially defense and arms manufacturing, are booming, and geographically, it's far from the battlefield. So while the war doesn't burn American soil, it keeps American factories running and profits rising. But what about Europe? Europe is paying the real price. Soaring energy costs, inflation, declining industries, and internal political divisions, all consequences of a war fought on its doorstep. Now, the big question is, did Europe realize too late who its true allies really are? Or has it become a silent victim of someone else's geopolitical game? What do you think? Can Europe reinvent itself in this new world order? Or is it slowly losing its place as a global economic power? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.